and welcome to the business interview here on France 24. I'm Marcus Carlson. Today we're here at the Old Stock Exchange in Marseille in the south of France, and we're here for a forum called the Forum de Marseille. It's a conference that brings together businessmen and women from around the Mediterranean as well as from the Middle East. And I have the pleasure of welcoming Jean-Laurent Granier from the AXA Group here in our impromptu studio. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Now, you're the chief executive of AXA's businesses around the Mediterranean and also in Latin America. And most importantly, at this point, perhaps, of the Eurozone crisis, you're in charge of AXA's businesses in Greece, in Portugal, in Spain, as well as in Italy. Now, those countries are really in the eye of the storm at the moment. How would you characterize the trading market that you are present in?
First of all, I would like to say that, of course, as a member of the financial industry, as a financial actor, we are paying a lot of attention to what is happening in those Southern Europe countries. But I have also to highlight immediately that we are not a bank. We have not any liquidity issue. And so for us, it's not a concern regarding the solidity of our balance sheet that is arising here. It's the question of what will happen to those countries, because we have invested in those countries, we have companies in those countries, partnering with corporate businesses as customers, as well as retail customers. And of course, the development of our businesses is linked with let's say, the good shape of the economy in those countries. And of course, we are concerned by what will happen in the next future. But I want to underline that as far as our solidity is concerned, not being a bank, we are not concerned in our solidity, in our integrity in those countries, but we would like the situation to be improved thanks to decisions in order to get stabilized.
But just like the banking sector, the insurance sector has been hit, though. Your own share value has come down more than a quarter, more than 25% so far this year. You are under pressure just like the banks, aren't you?
It's been a little bit better during the last days, but you're right. Being a financial actor, we are looked at by the market operators as a member of the Eurozone, of the financial actors of the Eurozone. And since there are only 3 or 4 global actors of that size in France, for instance, in the Paris Stock Exchange, we are also affected by the doubt, the distrust regarding what will be the financial future of the Eurozone. But I have to say that it's a little bit unfair, because not being a bank, not being involved in liquidity issues, it's not from our point of view. From our point of view, it's not fair to be treated as are the banks, because our balance sheet is not affected in its integrity. We are solvent. We have got very good solvency ratio. We have explained it to the market, including recently. And I think that on the midterm, we will have a difference made between the actors that are deeply affected by some of those issues arising from liquidity, for instance, and actors like ours that are solvent and partners of those economies. Having said that, I think that for us, we are still profitable in Spain, in Italy. We are still present in Greece and Portugal with good operation, and our strong hopes is that Europe will help those countries to get stabilized in order to move forward in the development of our businesses.
Let's talk about those hopes. Are you hopeful that Eurozone leaders are actually taking effective action at this point to deal with the Eurozone crisis? Markets, there is a lot of hope in the market at the moment. What do you think?
I think the markets were better in the recent days. We cannot foresee, because it's very difficult to imagine what will happen in the short term. But I think that everybody is aware now that it's necessary to take another step in order to give clarity to the market. As a financial actor, we hope that, and of course, we will support any initiative in order to go to this stabilization.
Now, AXA has signaled that it's ready to sell off its private equity business to raise cash. Is that something that you're going to go ahead with?
I think that dealing about a transaction that has been commented in the press, I cannot give any comment on that side. I only want to reinforce the fact that we have no liquidity issue, we have a strong capital, and then we are still in the business. So we have proposal, we have to look at them, but it's, let's say, business as usual, even though sometimes it's very much commented.
Now, AXA, you have identified North Africa as a potential for growth. What about that side of your business at the moment in North Africa, seeing the Arab uprisings and the revolutions in Tunisia as well as in Egypt and now latest in Libya?
We have presented our strategic plan called Ambition AXA with a new and strong focus, let's say not really new, but an enhanced focus on the fast-growing market, emerging and fast-growing market. And clearly, Middle East and North Africa are part of the areas that we consider as areas of a huge potential for the future. We have a strong presence in Morocco, and it's an old presence. We have a strong platform in the Gulf, in the GCC, being able to serve 5 countries around this area. We are present in Lebanon, and we are just starting our operation in Algeria, where we got licensed a few days ago. Mm-hmm. So for us, Middle East and North Africa is a big area of interest because it gathers 3 criteria: demographic dynamism, high level or good level of education, and economic potential, thanks to the natural resources and also the emergency of middle class. And being, as I said, assured than have an offer of protection, of guarantees, and helping people to build their welfare for the future, I think that for us, this area is very promising. Of course, there is the Arab Spring. There are some risks. Mm-hmm. And in the long term, it doesn't change our view. In the short term, it pushes us to be more vigilant, to be more cautious, because we need a stable framework, we need regulation, we need to have some laws that are fair from a business point of view and applied in the field in order to develop smoothly our operations.
But you say that you need a stable framework. Are you then saying that that stable framework is not there at the moment in North Africa? For instance, in Tunisia, we've got an election coming up in Tunisia.
It's a good question. We are not so far present in Tunisia under the AXA brand. So it's not for us the moment for developing new presence in this country. Of course, we will wait for stabilization before making up any decision. But we are present in Morocco, we are developing, our revenues are moving on, and profits are good, and we are betting on Algeria as a country of potential for the future. So I think that the analysis is done on a case-by-case regarding what is the maturity of the population, what is the maturity of the institutions, and how we feel we'll be able to overcome the short-term difficulties in order to build sustainable businesses for the future.
Now, I want to turn away from the Mediterranean for a moment and turn to Latin America. That's another side of your business that you're in charge of. You're currently in Mexico, but you're also eyeing the Brazilian market, or at least there have been reports that you're eyeing the Brazilian market. Is that correct?
We have in Latin America, which is another strong area of focus and interest for us, with this focus on fast-growing countries, we have a strong presence in Mexico, that's true. We are the #1 P&C general insurance insurer in Mexico, and we are very pleased with the development of this operation that we bought 4 years ago. So we are concentrating, focusing on developing this operation. Also, we said that we have opened the door to other opportunities in the Latin America moving south. And of course, moving south, Brazil is a big country. Also, there is Chile, Peru, many other opportunities. I have to say that in that time of financial uncertainties, we have to be more cautious than ever. But from our strong presence in Mexico, I will say that Latin America is for the future still a big area of interest for us.
But there have been reports that you're eyeing a stake in Sul America, the Brazilian insurer. Is it fair to say that you're also eyeing potential targets in other Latin American countries at this stage? Or where are you in your expansion in Latin America?
The only answer I can deliver on a specific case is no comment. But I said that having entered successfully, from our point of view, Mexico, of course, if we feel able to renew such a performance in another country in Latin America, we will look at it very carefully. We need, in this difficult moment, to have a mix of short-term vigilance due to the uncertainties and long-term vision in order to develop our strategy. So definitely it's an area of interest, and definitely we are present in Mexico, and definitely we will look at what could the future be for the businesses of AXA in that area.
Now, I just want to finish up with talking of risk management. Your business is all about risk management. Where are the biggest risks to your business as you see it at the moment? Is it from the Eurozone crisis, or is it the potential of perhaps even more turmoil in the Middle East and more uprisings?
You're right. Our business is all about risk. And getting risk, assessing the risk, and giving a price for the risk is indeed our core competency, our core know-how. I think that for the short term, we are very much focused on looking at what will come from the Eurozone, because it is our core market. And we have started from France, we are in all the countries in the Eurozone, we have a strong presence everywhere. So of course, what is said and commented and reported about the evolution of Eurozone is of big concern for us. So in short term, we have to look carefully at it. But from a risk management point of view, we are not that exposed to those events, because mainly our business is made of protection, property and casualty insurance, which are businesses that are quite resilient to this kind of crisis. So, of course, and once again, we are paying attention to what's happening because we are partner of the economy, but we are not affected in our integrity.
All right, we're going to have to wrap it up there. Jean-Laurent Granier from AXA, thanks very much indeed for taking the time. And with that, we're going to wrap up the program. Thanks for watching France 24.